All right, everyone, we want to take a moment to talk about the story of Narcissus, Narcissus, I think is how you spell it. It's a Greek mythology story of a hunter who goes into the forest and sees his reflection in the pool, doesn't understand that it's a mirror of who he is, and he stares at himself. And even the story goes that he pounded his chest until it turned colors because the reflection would not respond back. And that's basically the internet. So this person known as Narcissus is a narcissist and fell in love with his own photo of himself, and that's Monavand. That's Melissa Wood. And if you finagle and think about what it would take for a narcissist who literally just stares at themselves in a mirror all day while they're making photographs of themselves looking into the distance, with a filter, with plastic surgery, with their weird skin. I told you about the weird skin thing. It's called the layers of who they are as people show up through the skin of dead energy. So what would it take for a person who's a narcissist, who stares at themselves in the mirror like the Kardashians, to produce that kind of content? You'll see it in Kendall and Kylie Jenner's content. And in order for them to be that narcissist type of staring at themselves, they have to be relevant on platform. And in order to do that, what would you have to do as a narcissist to weave in and out of people's personal vulnerabilities or opinions to get yourself to whatever that thing is that creates that narcissistic ability for your existence to always get the yes? A narcissist never wants to experience a negative encounter or a no, because they're narcissists. They're narcissists. And so they learn through their childhood and their teen years, like Monavand has. She's Persian, which is an additional concern. And a lot of different cultures have different versions, because Americans beat the narcissism and then recreated it in a new version of LA as narcissist. And so what would Monavand do to remain a narcissist where she doesn't actually have to educate? She only does as little work as possible while she never experiences anything more than a feeling inside that her whole life is beautiful. And that's the only place she ever wants to exist, which she thinks is a fulfilling, successful life. However, that's a dead life. That's a pointless existence. It's not an attractive conversation to have with somebody who's all they're doing is ever telling you, like Heather Lamusa, is how hot they are and how dramatic everything is. And it's literally all about the drama of the internet while they go to another high-end resort and a high-end dinner and a high-end gala and a high-end... I mean, like, seriously? Like, really, that's your life? And then you're going to take photos of all that shit, and then you're going to post it as if that's a interest to people who literally work normal jobs to try to disintegrate them so you can stay on your pedestal of narcissism. So we're watching these people make videos for themselves. An example would be Monavand walking from her kitchen to her table with a tray of rice that she didn't even make, with gloves on for herself. And then you just so happen to walk by as the car is crashing. Like when you're watching these women do a fit check and they're telling themselves that they're going to dinner. I'm going to dinner again. She's talking to herself. So there's a experience of psychological, I was going to say advancement or warfare, psychological warfare on you as an audience. Because she's talking to herself, you're just getting in the way. And then you try to latch on to her behavior as if you're that thing. So then you're disintegrating your existence, and then you become the narcissist, and then all you do is chase yourself in the mirror. And chase that feeling of seduction that you got in the way of Heather Lamusa or Mona Van as they were posing for their own photography. It's very, very complex. It took me a long time to figure this one out. And literally, we've all had enough. Your life is more valuable than Mona Van sitting on her white couch, meditating in the dark, overlooking New York City, as if that brings you value. So you're going to sit on your couch, meditate, and manifest nonsense in your life, which is basically you just giving a call to your team of money, saying, I need money to go viral off of this product. And then you're going to act as if you're successful because now you're at a gala event, but nobody wants you there. But you got your photo taken, and then you're like mesmerized by how gorgeous you looked because you hired a hair and makeup person, where you then act like you know anything about makeup because you're looking to make a fast buck off of the innocence of people who work for a living. While you stare at yourself in the mirror and give us a Persian check. While you then are insecure as hell, and then even you get in the crossfires of their insecurity, which they then try to take of your security level, of the likes and the loves, which is another form of complicated factors of a narcissist looking at themselves in the camera, which used to be a reflection pool where they spent all day looking at themselves in the water. But now they're looking at a lens where they speak to absolutely nothing except for themselves. Well, when I became vegan, when I went to the CIA, I've never done this before. I went to the U.S. Capitol. Be angry, Mona Van. You deserve it. You deserve depression. You deserve despair. And you deserve frustration because that's what you've put upon everyone around you your entire life. Understand how you felt that, and all she did was dance around with her heels in her hand, taking weird photography, staring into the distance. While you had to clean up her nasty mess, while she took no responsibility in cleaning out her nasty refrigerator, her poop toilet, or making even her own bed. All she does is show everything off as if she's working hard, which is basically her wearing a fancy outfit. Delivering on nothing but narcissistic reflection in the camera to fuel money in her pocket of a fantasy world of a simulation of life while everybody's like kind of confused. But then you get involved in the simulation and then you were promised empty promises from Kamala Harris. I mean, it's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my existence. And you all fall for it. No, you don't. You're not falling for it. That's the funny part. That's called delusion. For her to exist in that space of us literally lying by being friendly. So it would look like me saying hello, and she goes hello, and then she thinks that you're her best friend. And then you live in your normal space of uplift, of like an American, and then she tries to make you feel bad so that she can feel higher than you. That's Taylor Swift, that's Brittany Mahomes, it's all of these girls because they have nothing to offer. Because someone who actually has substance to offer an audience knows that you're going to be bumping up against people's pain. And that's your job when you have a large following, is to figure out ways to educate audiences. Educate, and then they go off and do their own shit. Not control the audience so that you as Taylor Swift can feel good about yourself in perversion. You're a pervert, Taylor Swift. It's disgusting.